If you having girl problems, I feel bad for you, son. I got 99 problems, but a bitch ain't one. I got the rap patrol on the cat.
Hi, this is Randa. Thank you for joining us for Tyler Perry's The Have and the Have-Nots Episode 3 review. This episode was so much better. Actors really got into the characters towards the end of Episode 2 because it was really good, really juicy. And in this episode, the actors were still, for the most part, were still really enthralled, really engaged in the depiction of their characters. So, let's get to the review. So, Candace seduces Jim. After she rips him a new hole, lets him know who's boss and who's doing this. Because, see, Jim tried to come back at her and try to, like, knuckle up and be like, I'm just mad thug-like and you better, you better watch out. Candace was like, I've seen it all. I ain't scared. And this is what's going to happen. So she lays down the law and then she seduces him. And the end of the sex scene was really scrumptious because he is just laid out on the couch. He could not take what she put on him. What? He was getting dressed and it was a really sexy scene. Now, that was a better end of sex scene than the original introduction to these two characters' affair. So much, much better. Yay! Go Tyler, go Tyler, go Tyler, go Tyler. Now, not only did she give him the riot act, but she let him know how much she knew him. She told us fictional story of this young, strapping, handsome jock who got in contact and schmoozed up to a little fat, rich white girl. Well, she did say chubby. Rich white girl. And this jock was the cherry on the sundae to her. And since she was rich, he got in on the family that he always wanted to be a part of. He had no pedigree. So basically, she's telling him, you ain't no better than me. You schemed your way into this position, just like I am. So I know you too well. Y'all, Candace, she put it on him. She put it on me. Like, for real. Like, her acting was amazing. The storyline, the directions and curves that it's taking, it was just really played well. Jim played cool, but inside, Jim was scared. Nothing he did worked. She came out on tizzy top. Candace told him, you need somebody to put it on you like you did the fat cheerleader. Okay. Tell him, Candace. Tell him, Candace, I'm playing the same game you played with the chubby checker cheerleader. So now I understand why she's looking frumpy. Because the last review, I was like, she could look better than that. But I think this is a part of her character. She's a little dowdy. No matter what her financial circumstances are, there is an internal insecurity that's there that won't allow her to really snazz it up. So well played. But I think that maybe if that was introduced in the first, episode, then it would have been a more clearer depiction. Those introductions to those characters need to really pop and stand out. So it came full circle by the third episode. So well done. Now, not only does Candace let him know that she knows him, she also lets him know that she's been following him for, let's say 7 months. Oh, she knew exactly what she was getting into. And she knew exactly who and what role she was playing. Okay. Go Candace. Go Candace. Moreover, not only are you going to give me my request because my estimate was really low, you're going to do it or I'm going to end your career. Boom. So after the whole showdown, Candace goes up the back stairs and Wyatt sees her. So Wyatt decides to chastise her. Why, Wyatt? Why are you wasting your time? Candace is smarter than you. She got the street smarts. She sees exactly who you are. Chill, Wyatt. Don't some guys think that they could just fuck with some women just because they have brute strength? They think that they can mentally fuck someone. Candace said, no, not even with a brain condom. No, sir. You need to go sit down. Then Daddy walks into the kitchen and hears Wyatt. He's like, get in the office now. Homeboy was cheap, penny face. Like his soul came from the dollar store. He was looking like penny candy. Pick my face up off the floor. So Wyatt and Jim go into the office. So Jim gives Wyatt an ultimatum. Get clean, stay clean, or you're out. On your ass. Daddy was not playing. If you ever, now he gets close up to Wyatt, in Wyatt's ear. If you ever make an accusation like that again, I'm going to break your neck. So here comes Brandon. Wyatt is asleep in his room, and Brandon is looking at him, licking his lips, because Wyatt is in the bed half naked. Now, I told you Wyatt looks good. Little did I know that Brandon understood that Wyatt looks good. Wyatt has a camera on his laptop. His laptop was open, and the laptop ended up filming him, seeing him in that capacity. Wyatt's like, oh, shit. So now Brandon is consoling Wyatt after Wyatt is upset after he leaves Jim's office. Okay, just tell me this. This is Wyatt talking. Tell me this. Why do you have to always sit so close? And why are you always touching me? So Brandon pulls back. He was like, okay, I know next time. He's like, yeah, you know. I'm surprised. Wyatt always goes in on Candace. Why? Maybe because he needs Brandon. So Jim and Catherine engages in an argument. Jim goes in on Catherine's weight. You were half the woman you are today. Damn. Jim, as a representative of the big women in the world, I see you up on that black love. You don't know nothing about that big black love, all right? Ain't nothing wrong with a lot of chunk. So Jim and Catherine are in the bedroom. Now Jim sleeps separately from Catherine, but while the kids are at home, they're going to play the role and they're going to sleep in the same room. But Jim has been sleeping on the couch. Well, Jim has back problems, so he wants to sleep in the bed tonight. Oh, no. No, you're not. I'm sleeping in my bed alone. You sleep on the couch. Jim was like, no. Catherine's like, couch buddy. So he goes to lay on this Victorian couch. So he's curled up on the couch. Now, if this man ain't got no pedigree, he must not got no memory. Because you know what people with no money do? You make a pallet on the floor. You take some blankets, you lay them out, nice and neat on top of each other like a good 2, 3, 4 blankets. And then you have a blanket on top of you and your pillow. So what made Jim decide that he wasn't going to try and force himself in the bed is because old Catherine called him out. So she says, oh yeah, and from now on, don't leave your underwear in the bathroom. So Jim was like, this is what that's all about? And then she mentions that she can't stand cheap lipstick. Jim thinks he's smart. So he says, I didn't have lipstick on my collar. See, he's used to cheating. So obviously he knows what to check because he's been caught before. Catherine asks, If he's cheating, who is it? Is it someone new? Is it the secretary? Is it someone at the job? Is it my sister again? That's cray. So he said, I had no lipstick on my collar. I wasn't talking about your collar, I was talking about your underwear. That's hot. Love that line and love how it came full circle. So Catherine makes sure Jim knows that this fortune is hers. I'm sleeping alone in my bed. It's my bed. Like Lil Wayne's cup, it's Lil Wayne's cup. That's Catherine's bed. So Jim's on the couch and Catherine says, and turn off the lights. Jim says, turn off your own damn light. And so now I like this relationship, this dysfunctional relationship between Jim and Catherine. It is a little cliche, but it works. And I like when they're sparring back and forth. So Hannah and Benny are at her house and they're having a conversation about the finances. And Hannah's really worried over some bills, typical of the working class. She thanks God for having her mortgage paid off. So obviously there's something about the mortgage that Hannah doesn't know. I think Benny ended up taking a mortgage out or a second mortgage out to put Candace through school because he called Candace and said, you haven't paid the mortgage in 5 months. I need it paid. And Candace is like, I'm working on it. I'll get it to you tomorrow. So this makes Candace's request even more juicy. It kind of redeems her character. She's not just a calculating gold digger just for goodness sake or badness sake. But she's calculating in order to get something for someone that she loves, which is her brother. So she may have a conflict with her mother, Hannah, but she does have love for her brother. And her brother and her mother has a really great relationship. So I like that. Now, David Harrington hires a sleazy detective. I'm not sure if he's a private eye or if he actually works for the police department. This detective, oh my gosh, he should have been in the first episode so he could just get up to snuff. Horrible, horrible acting. So what's in it for me? You don't say. I used to play a role as a robot, and I'm playing the same role now. Oh. So obviously, David Harrington has hired this detective to find out as much as he can about Candace. So the detective comes back and he says, I ran a check on her. She's clean as a whistle. He was like, what do you mean you ran a check on her? I want to know when she belches. I want to know what time she changes her drawers. When she wakes up. When she goes to bed. When she has an orgasm. When she fakes an orgasm. Who she dated in 3rd grade. What she had for breakfast. When was the last time she had grits? The detective is about to leave and walks Jim. There was tension between Jim and the detective. Because I am a robot. Oh, it's you. Hello, Jim. He would have been excellent in Small Wonder. Just saying. After the robot leaves, after the detective leaves, Jim tells David, what's up? I don't want to work with him. I don't trust him. Jim's daughter, Amanda, she has a dark skin tone and long dark hair. I'm foreshadowing that there's going to be some controversy as to who her actual father is. And I'm thinking the detective, or maybe the detective knows that there's a father, a different father. Now, Wyatt is a crackhead for real though. Why did he try to scam Hannah? Hannah's not even the cook. Celine is. So he goes down for breakfast and he was like, I'm hungry. She was like, well, Celine will be here in a few minutes. I'm hungry now. So Hannah's like, okay, I'm not familiar with this kitchen, but I'll see what I can do. So she puts on her apron and walks Catherine. Wyatt can wait to eat. You know breakfast is at 8 o'clock. So then Hannah's like, okay, so I'll just run down and pick up his prescription. Wyatt's like, Catherine's like, pick up his what? You playing this again? By the way, Hannah, that's how the last maid got fired. Hannah's like, That's all that I have for today. I fell asleep. And the show was good. So. And I try to cheat and I try to look up the ending. And I try to ask my Facebook friends what happened. So, 2 reviews. Fell asleep twice. First time. Okay. Second time? So what I'm going to do, I'm going to drink coffee during the show, and I'm going to do the review right after. Immediately after. Even if I don't edit it until the next morning, at least it's done and I'm prepped. And maybe I won't watch it in the bed. Let me know what you thought about the show, who your favorite characters are, what your favorite lines were, your favorite scenes were. And don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe. See you next week. Bye.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Far too kind.